Grinding it out, the Eagles secure their 10th win of the season in a workmanlike performance over the Bombers. The 15-point victory places West Coast back in the top four for now, but came at a cost, with the captain Luke Shuey likely out injured until finals. Welcome to another episode of Eagle Review for this week, proudly sponsored by Kennards. Count on Kennards to make trade easy. Go in store or online, whatever you want to do, kennards.com.au. Tyson Beattie, I don't even know what day it is. These are crazy times we live in, and I'm so sick of your face, but we do it for the fans.
Well, Stephen, it's wild. It's the first time...
The face, yeah, it's pretty wild.
No, this stat, the first time in 792 games in West Coast history, we actually played on a Tuesday night. Now, Wednesday, the only other day we haven't played in club history.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Good stat, that one.
Yeah, but it's the third game we've played in the last 9 days, and we've now got to back up 5 days to recover and prepare for a pretty physical Western Bulldogs team on Sunday afternoon. So the next couple of days are really critical, Thumper.
Absolutely. Now, as soon as Liam Ryan jailed the opening goal within the first minute of the game, the side didn't look back, led from go to woe. And despite some brilliant patches, particularly in that second term, the Eagles were well and truly challenged by a desperate Bombers team that are looking on the outside in terms of the top 8.
Well, Stephen, the Bombers were also coming off a quick turnaround and travel as well, but they pretty much dominated the opening turn. If you have a look at it, accuracy was the problem, though, for the entire night, as well as that first term. They were 1 goal 4 to quarter time. The Eagles, on the other hand, 6 goals straight from long-range conversions from shallow entries. And now have a look at some of these long-range shots.
They're bombs! Bombs!
Yeah, remarkable. Now, Stephen, the Bombers have only won one opening term this season, round 2 versus the Dogs, so they are pretty slow starters. You could see they were really trying to block the corridor throughout the first half, and that really forced West Coast into a contested marking battle, which we ended up winning 8-2 at the end of the first half. But you could see the Bombers were eventually going to work their way into the game.
Yeah, it was a real grind for the first half of the second quarter. I mean, it was a stalemate, no team getting on the scoreboard. And then West Coast just absolutely put their foot down. 3 goals in just a couple of minutes. The first from a good forward half turnover, providing good pressure on the Bombers, bringing it out from defence. And then it was the CBD clinic clearance. So the 6-6-6 rule, you've got to love it with Big Nick Nat, because he was instrumental in 2 of these goals. One to Darling and then the other. Look at that delivery from Tim Kelly. It is an absolute frozen rope. And Eagles fans probably starting to think now, right, well, how much by?
Yeah, but it all turned pretty quickly. The Bombers booting 3 goals to end the first half. The first, a brilliant left foot snap by returning skipper Dyson Heppel, minus the locks.
I couldn't recognise the kid, no.
Yeah, and then what about this quality shot, the third goal, from Stewart on a tough angle. Now, Tom Barras trying to touch this one over the line. There's been a lot of controversy on goal line technology this year, Stephen. When are they going to get rid of these iPhone 3 cameras on the goalpost wraps?
Generous TV, 5110 I would have thought, in the old Nokia version, but I can't make out what's going on there. That's super blurry. He's almost a frame away from making that call. Would like to see a bit of an upgrade in technology. Probably not the year for it though, mate.
No, now after half-time, Essendon were without Andy McGrath, who'd been playing really well up until this point. Now, he had to limp around the boundary line while everyone waited for him to get to the race.
Oh, you're having a crack at him, mate. He can't move.
Well, I'm just saying, I think everyone was waiting a while to get that opening bounce in the second half, but that's fine.
Builds anticipation.
Yeah.
Good for the 1,600 that were there.
Yeah, now they managed to score again after half-time, which meant they kicked 4 in a row and really had the momentum at that point. Became a bit of an arm wrestle. West Coast were really starved of those uncontested possessions they were getting in the first half, and the Bombers booting that extra one 4 in a row to make it just a 9-point game in the third term.
Yeah, and you look to who's going to stand up and make a difference in this game. I think Tom Cole would have probably been down the bottom of the betting market for mine, but didn't he stand up in a massive way? Starts with him venturing forward off the wing, providing a deep option and a good penetrating kick from Jack Darling. Quality contested mark there. Bit of a juggle from Tommy Cole. Goes back and slots his first out of 52 AFL games, and didn't he love it? The boys getting around him. Took Bailey Williams just 2 games, but Tommy Cole says, no, I'll raise the bat from a 50 and get right up there. Just a couple of minutes later, this big moment. Sassard takes it on the half-back line. No idea. The lurker, Tommy Cole, right behind him, puts the tackle on, dispossesses, and Liam Ryan ends up slotting a goal just moments before the 3/4 time siren. A big momentum turner. Yeah,
that's pretty important. Now here's a stat for you, Stephen.
Hit me.
We are unbeaten when winning the third quarter in season 2020 9-0. We are winless when losing the third quarter.
Oh, the premiership turn, living up to its name.
Now, we were slightly behind Essendon with seconds remaining of that third term until Liam Ryan ran into an open goal, almost ran out of time, kicked the goal, and we ended up winning that third quarter.
The boys knew it was bubbling away back there and they made it right.
But credit to Liam Ryan, he had 4 goals on the night. Second time in his career he's bagged 4 goals. And also his counterpart down the other end, McDonald, Tip and Woody, also kicked 4. He was really good, I thought, as well.
Yeah, a shootout between the small forwards. Entertaining to watch because a couple of times Tip and Woody got out the back and was alone in forward 50, but he did convert, made the most of his chances.
Such a dangerous forward. Jack Darling, I thought, was pretty solid as well. He kicked 2 majors and 3 score involvements. Now, Simo did say post-game they were running a little bit of a makeshift forward line, obviously with JK out, Cripper, Waterman, Rioli, Venables, etc., etc., etc. It's a long list, but they're going to have to probably continue to do that.
Yeah, so we saw Lewis Jetta coming to the side and a lot of people thought, right, well, what role is he going to play? So the fact that he's gone up forward, played the majority of the game up forward, so can't remember the last time he's done that. Had about 3 or 4 flying shots, a bit rusty, better for the run. It'll be interesting whether they continue with that tact while that Jamie Cripps is back home with the pending first child coming. O'Neill and Hutch spent some time up there as well, and Bailey Williams and Oscar Allen continuing to grow in their roles up forward also.
Yeah, they showed some great hands throughout the game. In fact, contested marks, we were 17-5 in favour of West Coast, so it was a big factor in the victory.
It made a big difference, I agree. The back line was sturdy. I thought Shannon Hearn read the ball extremely well on the night. 12 grabs, as too did Jeremy McGovern. If Shepherd's not All-Australian, I'll go jump. He's been fantastic. Duggan, probably another step this year, was solid. Simpson said that we probably lost the midfield battle on the night, TB. Did win the contested ball numbers, but beaten at stoppages. Lost the inside 50 count by 9, so supply a bit of an issue. Just 31 for the game, so the forwards did well with that. Just 2 in the final quarter, so they did batten down the hatches and just defended upon all else. Andrew Gaff, 23 disposals, was solid, almost 90% efficiency. He is just a marvel. Ball in hand. Redden 20 touches and 1 decimated jumper that needs some repair. Kelly and Sheed probably a bit quieter on the night in comparison to their previous weeks. Natanui solid. This play here I want to highlight now, TB. Now,
this is amazing.
This is incredible for a ruckman to do. He's ended up having an input with the team tackle here, grabs his arm and slings himself around the Essendon opponent to get that clean grab off the deck and the silky quick handball. Oh, that is sublime. You write down how many ruckmen can do that in the AFL because you won't need a lot of ink.
I can't. I've got no one.
Correct.
Now, Nat Nui was pretty fired up on the night as well, and he had a bit of a tussle with the youngster Draper. In fact, this was a wrestling match with the youngster out of his weight division, you would say. There was a bit of feeling in the contest. We saw Jack Redden get his jumper torn apart as well. It was interesting to hear Razor Ray Chamberlain, and I thought the umpires had a pretty good night last night. He was saying that he was impressed with how much passion and intensity the two teams put into the game, given short turnarounds.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Luke Shuey, 15 touches on the night, 5 clearances, 5 inside 50s, real impactful possessions, but they won't be remembered for that. More the hamstring injury he suffered in the third quarter. Now, Tyson, he's gone back out onto the ground and admirably tried to get the boys over the line, as any Lionheart skipper would try and do.
And unfortunately, that decision didn't deliver the best outcome, Stephen. This is what General Manager of Football Craig Vozzo said on SEN today.
So we made the call. He had left, I think it was left hamstring awareness before three-quarter time, and we've had a few of these over the journey. We had the assessment whereby it was decided that if needed, he could play, and it wouldn't make the position any worse. So we decided in the course of the game to put him back out there, and of course, just our luck, he ended up having another minor strain, but on the right side. So he's nursing low-grade strains on the left and the right side, but the only silver lining to all of that is that they're both, it's a 21-day process, all up at the higher end, and we live and learn and move forward.
Well, it certainly is the season of soft tissue injuries, and I guess the condensed fixture has contributed to that, no doubt. And in the future, they're going to have to look at fixturing just to make sure that we don't have a recurrence of so many soft tissue injuries. Elliot Yeo as well, probably out at least for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, that is devastating news, really. So we'll see who's going to step up in that midfield. Now, let's speed through the roast of the round. Liam Ryan, probably top 3 or 4 grabs in the team. We all know that. That's why you'll never see him dropping a chest mark like this again. Oh, my goodness. A lunar eclipse, such a rarity. So get a good look, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what about Jack Darling pressing pause on his AFL game? His opponent didn't. He was playing right through the live stream.
Now this one, Sheed and Allen, the ball coming into the forward 50 here. They both say, you have it. Devon Smith says, I'll have it.
He did indeed.
Now Jordan Ridley, he's had a fantastic season, this young defender for the Bombers. Takes an intercept mark here, squibs this ball back into the back pocket. That's unfortunate. But what it did lead to was Bailey Williams' first goal in his career, a quality finish. It came from a nice tap from Darling and the soccer off the ground. That was quite a great way to score your first goal.
Absolutely it is. Classy finish. Now we're going to go to Joshy Rotham. If you didn't know that Joey Danaher was back, he certainly knew at this point. That's an almighty knee to the skull. Hey, Gleeson, pretty sure Jack Darling's head is not a bowling ball. Get your fingers out of there, mate. Tell you how Jack Darling responds. Bit of this. Bang! Goes large from 50. Can't even see. He's seen out of one eye. No problem slotting it, though.
Now let's go to our roasts around the grounds, and let's start with former Premiership Eagle Scott Lysette. This is a quality Falcon here, Thumper. Left him a bit disoriented.
Yeah, seeing stars, I think.
Yep. Now, the same game, Zach Butters, the speedster, punctures a tyre going a million miles an hour.
Well put.
Now, to the Pies and Blues, Levi Casbolt, bit comical this miss, but you think it's the sun?
We're going to give him some sun excuses, but still looks quite comical, I reckon.
Now, this one's probably worse. This bounce not so crisp, Stephen.
Oh, yeah, good pun there, mate. But yeah, certainly not meant to go behind you. Is this time for the winner?
It's the winner. Now, I think we're in areas here trying to roast a fellow media outlet, but go ahead.
Yeah, we'll still do it, though, absolutely. So, he's sure. You think nothing more pleasurable than singing the song. You're out of harm's way. I think he's copped enough hits in his life. What about this one? Bang! The Amazon cameraman just goes straight into the back of him. It's a bit of whiplash from Heath Shaw. I think he's passing JK on the concussion protocol on the way through, going, all the best passing it, mate.